Kreep. That was a long one. Good morning, afternoon, or evening to you for tuning in and creeping with. We got Old Timey looking good this morning. One of my favorite comments of all time. It's been Old Timey, wasn't even in the video, but one of you crazy creeps said, Old Timey looking good this morning. So I thought, heck it, we're gonna start the video right here next to Mod Pizza and Killer Burger, and also a new addition to the signage, Dave's Hot Chicken. They're opening soon. We're doing some creeping. I definitely need a coffee. What else is new in Gresham? Stay tuned. We're doing what's new, what's old. Gresham, Oregon. It's gonna be a good day. Love you guys for being here too. I can't stress that enough. You're the best. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what the weather wants to do today, but those clouds are moving pretty dang quick. So we're gonna get some creeping in while we can. And as stated, we got Old Timey here looking good. And a new addition to the sign. And I was just told by my good buddy Brandon that Dave's Hot Chicken has officially announced an opening date. Normally we creep around this side. Like I said, they did put a new sign up too up top there. We're gonna go around this side because I want to give you guys a little update. And also this is the side where the walk-up window will be for Dave's Hot Chicken. Yeah, they got the signage up last week and I kind of popped in. I think one of the creepers that was telling me about them opening may have gotten the dates wrong. I think they said the 4th, but it's the 14th. So they got the signage up. They got some new murals and stuff painted. It's looking good. And I know Gresham's pretty dang excited for when this is, you know, gonna open. So like I said, I'll just keep you guys posted. And then, like I said, they do have the walk-up window and some murals on the inside, which I'll poke the camera in just for a second. Oh yeah, grand opening. Okay, April 18th will be the grand opening. And come in and get us some chicken. But check this out, I showed this last week. They got the big mural here for Gresham and a ton more art all through here. So it's gonna be really fun for the grand opening. Yeah, I guess one of the chickens too, you have to sign a waiver for. So I think it's pretty dang hot if that's the case. And I just watched Saturday Night Live with Jack Black. He did a skit on the flaming hot Cheetos, which was hilarious. All right, Dave's Hot Chicken, like I said, coming in hot. No pun intended, right here at Gresham, Oregon. Right next to Old Timey, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, whoever gets a business here will be able to have Old Timey out front. So that is awesome. Yeah, the inside's looking good. The signage is up. Looks like they're just about ready. April 18th, coming in soon. So yeah, it's just right here on Eastman and Burnside. Old Timey right here. Dave's Hot Chicken here. And next we're gonna go over here to the old Kmart, the Big K, because they are doing a children's resale event, the old BK. Yeah, these guys are really cool. We've gotten some good scores over the years out of here, out of the old Kmart. Kmart fall apart. It's actually looking pretty good these days, but yeah, coming in April 10th through the 13th. Super Kids resale. They got a lot of cool toys and clothing and items, you know, kids items. They also had some Simpsons stuff over the years, so come in and check it out. They had DVDs, collectibles, all kinds of goodies. We got the old signage here that has never really been filled in from the old Kmart. Got the old lights too. There's a lot of old Gresham still hanging tight, but a lot of places now are utilizing, I had to put my bike over that curb, sorry about that, utilizing these spaces that haven't been, you know, occupied, or however you want to call it, rented, and making businesses for themselves, which I always thought was pretty dang cool to see, especially since this building kind of just sat vacant for years. I was able to tour it on one of the Super Kids sales too. So if you ever want to just go back inside of an old Kmart, this would be your chance. A lot of good memories and times when this was Kmart too. This is in fact where I got my very first Simpsons toys. The Mattel 1990s Bart with the skateboard. I got it right here. Mama Creeper bought it for me. I think it was like the summer of 1990. And come down here and check out the blue light specials. But yeah, all that's left is the ghost signage there with the new kids market coming in. The old Kmart. Yeah, last time they were opening, I went in here accidentally. It was just for the vendors. And they were so cool. They were like, well, grab what you want and we'll put it up front and then you can come back and get it when we actually open. So these guys are super nice. In fact, I know the owners are the people that put it on. So great folks. Come down here, support them, find some goodies, find some collectibles, go inside the old Kmart, do a little reminiscing. Yeah, Gresham's changing fast. It really is. What's happening in my hometown? Maybe that'll be the... I think I've already used that for the title. Flip this around. But yeah, the old Kmart. Gotta love these old lights too. Check out these old, like, you know, 1970s, 80s light fixtures. They really don't make things like they used to. God, I'm getting old. Just a few blocks up from that Kmart sits the new Gresham Library, which documented most of this, you know, from the ground up, from the shovel breaking all the way till now. The new East Multnomah County Library. This thing is enormous. It's a massive, massive library. And last week I was noticing something different on the windows, and I was actually talking with one of the workers. They were telling me that these windows are actually built for the library itself, so that the birds... Oh, sorry about that. This guy's coming through on a scoot. Cruising through. Yeah, they're doing a bunch of construction, but these windows were made specifically for wildlife. They actually have little, I thought it was like a heating element, but they're actually made for the birds. I'll zoom in and show you. If you look closely, there's these like little, I don't know if you can see them from here, but there's these little dots along all the windows. I don't really think you can see them. But it's so that birds don't fly into the window. It's actually like a little, I don't know, like a reflector or something, so that the bird reflector, so that the birds don't hit the windows. Well, I thought that was pretty neat. I thought it had something to do with the heating, but it's so that the little birdies don't fly into the windows. And there's a bird right here, a bird box. Pretty cool. Let's go around the front too, because they've done a lot more work. Alright. I have to say they've been working on this for quite some time, but it's actually going pretty fast. In hindsight, when you look back, it's like, man, they've actually really knocked this thing out pretty quick. What I thought would have been cool is if they would have had like a groundbreaking meeting as they were building these beams. I thought it'd been cool as if they would have let the, you know, Gresham community, members of the community, sign some of the beams and then put them up top. They just did that out in Hillsboro for the hops. So I thought that would have been really cool. But they'll probably have some kind of grand opening. I know they will. But I also was told and know that the original Gresham Library, the smaller one, actually has a time capsule inside of it. So I'm not quite sure if that's ever been opened or what, but it was placed there in the 90s. And we did a whole video about the new Gresham Library, the old Gresham Library. But what I was hoping for is that they would you know, maybe open up that time capsule during that grand opening event. Here's this side, which we haven't documented much of. It's usually just the front, so it's coming in hot. Can put a lot of books in that bad boy, that's for sure. It almost looks like a school. Looks like a college campus. All right, there's a bunch more stuff changing around here, so we're gonna keep creeping and just be nosy. What else is new? My coffee, that's right, brand new piping hot coffee to start off right. 2 creams, 2 sugars, Burger King, Creeper headquarters, piping hot caffeinated beverage. We're gonna get this in us, and then we'll keep creeping. That's funny. Well, the Kmart was called BK. They changed it to like BK Superstores, Big K. But I'll always remember it as, you know, just Kmart, and Burger King has BK. So very confusing this morning, but what's not confusing is how nice and hot that coffee is. Oh yeah, first sip of the day. Creeper headquarters. All right, here's a different angle of the library next to Creeper headquarters. We got the coffee rocking this morning. And this is too funny. I always park the bike here in the mornings. Yeah, that coffee's hitting good now. I feel it. And somebody knows it. El Barto. Hey, I'm gonna snag this sticker too. I've gotten a couple off of this pole. Who keeps doing that? You little El Barto, you. All right, same shopping complex here as Burger King. Gresham Town Fair. And we've also documented this a few times. One kind of last hurrah. Joanne. Going out of business, store closing. We crept in here last week, but they are going out of business. I also noticed the one out in Clackamas had their banner up too, so we'll wait a little bit longer because they are open. I think she said one of the employees was not happy when I asked her, but she said the end of May. So we still got like another month. I was hoping to score a glass case out of there for my creeper, or for my Simpsons lair, Creeper Cave. But we shall see. Yeah, a lot of these businesses have changed throughout here, and we pretty much documented most of it. In fact, Joanne, when it first started out down here, was actually on this side over here next to the Rada Paint. And so most of these businesses are all ghosted too. It was Rue 21, Payless Shoes, Joanne, so all that's left now is Ross. And then I also noticed this side changed a lot since the last time we were down here too. They've yet to take the signage down on Northwest Collectibles, which they actually moved over by the splash pad, but this hair salon closed as well, right in between. So this place is now vacant, and the Northwest Collectibles moved. So this area has seen better days. We got this nice little business here for whatever you may want. And in fact, most of these are plumbed. So if you had like a tattoo shop or another hair salon, something like that, that would require, you know, sinks and water and stuff like that, that would be the spot. And as you can see, most of these shelves and stuff inside the old Northwest Collectibles are all gutted out. They probably just moved them over to the other location. But it's just basically all bare shelves now. Yep, a lot has changed just in the last, I think that guy just, that squirrel jumped out, or he jumped out at that squirrel. That was funny. And a lot of new, a lot of old. In fact, I remember when this was Gresham Bike. We used to come down here all the time as kids and look at all the BMX, the rad days. Wow, these ones are really pretty. I'm not sure, are these considered cherry blossoms too? Or are they a different kind of flower? Either way, they're very purple right now. Very pretty. The changing of the seasons, the changing of the town. All right, we're gonna keep creeping while we can. It's just kind of sprinkling, but if it does start pouring, I'll probably call it, just because I really don't want to get wet today. I was on my trail the other day, and all of a sudden on my way home, it just started pouring like hailing, and I had my helmet on, thankfully. But man, it was like out of nowhere, just started pouring on me. So yeah, the weather here is wonky. You never know what it's gonna do. Back on Main Street now. We got Cafe Delirium, which closed, oh gosh, about a month ago, maybe longer. And this was like the heart and staple of downtown Gresham, one of the main coffee shops. And they still haven't done anything with the signage or anything. There's a few more coffee shops around town, but it looks like they aren't coming back after 22 wonderful years. We are permanently closed. Yeah, that stinks. These guys were very well loved by a lot of folks out here. So it's still a nice little business. Just no coffee. So again, if you have a business proposal or an idea, I think the city of Gresham has, you know, a couple of incentives for new business owners. If you had a business proposal or an idea for what you think might work, I know there's incentives to kind of get those things rolling. So you might want to check into that if you are, you know, in the business of trying to get a coffee shop or some other kind of creative space. Cafe Delirium. All right, we do have some blue skies. It's just kind of sprinkling on us. But yeah, Gresham. A lot of changes. A lot of changes out here. Isn't that right, Mr. Duck? Wah, 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 wah. Well, maybe we will luck out and it won't rain on us. That's funny though, I was just speaking of Jack Black and Mount Hood looking good this morning. Mount Hood Theater with the marquee. They're playing Minecraft with Jack Black and Jason Momoa. He is too funny, man. That guy is hilarious. Yeah, I loved it here. We saw Snow White and it was so nice to flip this around. Have some old nostalgia here at the old theater. Love that place. Love the looks of that place. All right, I'm gonna get me a little donut or something to eat. A little snackage of some sort, probably a banana and a donut. I'm gonna creep up and see if there's any progression up at the other shopping mall. I know Big Lots, I think, took their signage down, preparing us for our new Trader Joe's. We'll creep up that way and take a look. First, I'm going to get a little treat here at Winco, though, and then we'll just creep over on the opposite side to the Oregon Trail, see what's cooking. And I think Big Lots, finally, somebody said they took their signage down, so we'll get a donut and then double back. All right, banana achieved. Got me a couple of maple bars and also a cheese bagel, which I think I called a cheese donut yesterday when I was rewatching the video when I got the self-driving floor cleaner. He looks like he's parked this morning. He must have known we were coming. He's like, nope, I'm good. I'm not moving. Normally he's bugging everybody in the morning. See you later, brother. Got my groceries here. I guess I could have strapped them to the rack like I normally do, but that's all good because we're gonna creep, Kreep right down here too. The former location of Big Lots. Oh yeah, they did take the sign down. I can already see from here. And it looks like it's all boarded up now too. Boy, these clouds are quite different looking. Ooh, look at this. Hughes Electric. Dave Hughes would be proud. Camo Dave. I miss him, man. I tell you. He was one funny dude. Yeah, Big Lots gone. They ghosted out of here pretty quick. And I think they have the whole front of it all boarded up now, because last time we were down here, I noticed that the windows were all broken. So I'm not quite sure what happened there, if they were trying to salvage the slider doors or what. But yeah, all that's left now is the ghost signage of Big Lots. The reason why I call it ghost signage is because when they take the original sign down, the paint and everything behind it's kind of dilapidated. So it, it leaves the ghost signage is what I call it. So I don't know if that's like a technical term, but it's kind of just what has been said. Hey, do you know if this is still going to be Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Nice, bro. Is there any date open or anything?
July sometime.
Oh, July. Nice.
Yeah.
Have a good one, bro. Thanks for the info. July. So yeah, Big Lots. Big Lots. We were here for the Daiso opening. Some other newer businesses creeping into. Jersey Mike's, which I'm very excited for. I'm also very excited for, turn this around, the Trader Joe's. Love their ice cream. In fact, I ran into some fellow creepers, and they go all the way down to, I think they said the Hollywood, the Clackamas Trader Joe's. There's one in Hollywood as well, to get their groceries. It's like pretty much the only place they grocery shop, so they're very excited. Flip this again. So yeah, Daiso, the grand opening, a lot of folks. I'm guessing that'll probably be par for the course for Trader Joe's. Jersey Mike's coming in. Wingstop moved. Sherry's down here. We got Sherry's all ghosted out too. Some more ghost signage here at Wingstop. Yeah, they're saying In-N-Out's coming here. So Sherry's is exiting. Well, Sherry's did exit. I almost thought it'd probably be a better idea to have the In-N-Out go down by the old Kmart. But I also like the idea that they use the old Kmart for local businesses and crafters and things like that. So yeah, a lot is changing around here quick. But it's nice to see the progression of Big Lots finally kind of getting the signage down and getting things squared away so that they can get that Trader Joe's in. Here's some more ghost signage of the Wingstop. Yeah, it's weird how most of these places, when they put the new signs up too, they'll just put the new sign up. They don't even paint. So it's like whatever was there before, you can always kind of see when they take the signs down. So, say what? Yep. Thanks, bro. If you ever get bored, it's the Creeper on YouTube. Yep. Have a good day, bro. You too. So yeah, Sherry's with their roof already starting to get all fuzzy, or not fuzzy, mossy and fuzzy looking. I'm not sure if they're even paying for the landscaping. I saw some landscapers out here, but this is looking pretty rugged. So we'll keep you guys posted. Like I said, a lot is changing out here very quick. In with the old, or in with the new, out with the old. It's crazy too. It seems like all at once. It's like a new era of businesses. Yeah, it looks like Wendy's is even doing a little changing, little construction update. I'm gonna go up here a little bit closer too, so you guys can see what I'm talking about when I say ghost signage. It looks like they're changing the signs out here. But Wendy's, old school signage, no longer. As you can see, they're changing everything up. Ghost signage. And I think the new one still has Wendy on it, but it's just a little different looking. I think the other one said original recipe or something like that. But yeah, more ghost signage here at Wendy's. Did you guys know that Dave Thomas actually adopted Wendy? I think that's I could be wrong. Oh yeah, here's part of the sign down there on the ground. The little like squiggle piece from the bottom. That's crazy. So yeah, a lot of changing, a lot of businesses changing. Who knows? Maybe they're going under or they're just remodeling. I have no idea, but as of right now, a lot of construction. Ghost signage. And I was here about 3-4 days ago, and the nice guys that were doing the construction let me document, kind of walk around the outers of this old house that's still here, but they've gutted most of the trees and everything around it too, so I'm guessing this is probably slated for demolition sometime this week. I was actually hoping to see them knocking it down. But yeah, they said it was built in 1908, so it's got a lot of history. Again, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, if you guys go back a few videos, we actually got to kind of tour the property. There was some construction going on here. The police were using it for a training center for a minute, but as you can see, it's just, man, it's time. It's pretty much a hazard at this point. And then there's those like modular things back in there too that will probably be everything will be ripped out of here. So yeah, old Gresham. Going quick. Yep, probably be this week. I'm guessing they'll knock it all down. They've been working on these trees and everything back here, but say goodbye to the old creepy house. I thought this would be such a great place for a haunted house during the Halloween season and stuff, but it's pretty much dangerous at this point. So yeah, one last look at the old creepy house. Is that Michael Myers up there looking out? Could be. These guys were knocking these trees down. I said, when are you guys knocking this down? They said, we're not quite sure yet, but there you have it. Old Gresham. Yeah, it's crazy living out here for so long, seeing things change and evolve. This house has definitely seen better days, though. Pretty much just like a dangerous thing now. It could catch fire, people living in it, broken windows. So it's kind of sad to see old Gresham go, but it's definitely time. All right, heading back to the Creeper Cave. Gonna have a little bite to eat, or maybe we'll stop by the park. All right, just getting here to Ibitsu Island, Main City Park, where we came for the cherry blossoms, which most of them now have lost all their blossoms. But it's very pretty through here because it kind of looks like it snowed, a bunch of pink snow, and I got my healthy banana here. I'm gonna have a little banana. You definitely don't want to leave the peel around though. It's like a bad cartoon or somebody may fall. But yeah, man, Gresham changing quick. I was just talking with some more of the construction workers there, and they said next week they got to take all the siding off by hand, and then they're gonna bulldoze the house. So I was gonna say, if you guys do, he said he watches the video, so if you guys know the exact date, chime in, give me a comment. I'd love to see him actually knocking that down. It's always kind of interesting. It's going to be living with workspace below. I said, man, the kids at Gresham High School are going to love that. They'll be able to walk right over, get their lunch, and have some new places around Gresham. I'm excited, man. Changing quick, like the seasons. Lived out here pretty much my whole life. My family and I moved out here, I think it was 1989, maybe 88. So I've been out here for over 40 years, or about 40 years, something like that if I do the math. So it's interesting to see how much things have changed and how much things have stayed kind of the same and still being utilized. That's good this morning. I was telling that one of the construction foremen, hey, living in Gresham my whole life, it's cool to see things evolve, even though it's kind of bittersweet, erasing things from existence. But now that we've documented most of this stuff, I'll always kind of be there. But that's going to do it from Main City Park. I love you guys. I'm going to call it before the weather's kind of wonky. It's not quite sure what it wants to do. We do have a little bit of blue sky still. I'm going to wrap things up here. I love you guys. If you have any info about what's cooking in Gresham, Portland, the surrounding areas, if there's any new places that are closing, say hello in the comments. Let me know what's going on. My helmet's very crooked. But this banana's hitting the spot. I love you guys. Creeper out for now. Peace. Yeah, say something in the comments. I always love reading them. Peace.